Imagine a desert, vast and silent, where the wind carries secrets of forgotten empires, where caravans crawl across golden dunes under a merciless sun, and where, against all odds, one man's message reshaped not only Arabia, but eventually the destiny of the entire world. This is not myth nor legend, but history, real, documented, and astonishing. It is the story of a man born an orphan, raised among traders, mocked by the elite, yet whose words still echo in every corner of the globe today. This is the story of Muhammad ibn Abdullah, sallallahu alayhi wasallam, the prophet of Islam, and the world he transformed. The world before his birth. To understand the extraordinary rise of Islam, we must first step into the 6th century. The world then was a mosaic of civilizations. Byzantine emperors in Constantinople wielded the cross and the sword, while the Persian Sasanian kings sat upon jewel-encrusted thrones, their armies stretching from Mesopotamia to India. Yet between these giants lay Arabia, a vast, arid, and harsh, inhabited by scattered tribes, bound by blood, honor, and poetry. They had no empire, no unified kingdom, no great capital city. Instead, Arabia was a land of tents, oases, and trade routes. But hidden within its sands was Mecca, a city unlike any other. Mecca was not just a trading hub, it was a sacred city, home to the Kaaba, a cube-shaped shrine that drew pilgrims from every tribe. Though the Kaaba was filled with idols of stone and wood, it was already seen as a holy site, believed to have been built by Abraham and his son Ishmael. It was into this world, chaotic, divided, and spiritually searching, that Muhammad would be born. Birth of an orphan. In the year 570 CE, known among Arabs as the Year of the Elephant, an extraordinary event shook Arabia. An Abyssinian Christian governor, Abraha, marched with a massive army, including war elephants, to destroy the Kaaba and redirect pilgrimage to his cathedral in Yemen. The people of Mecca could not resist such power. Yet, according to Arab tradition, a miraculous event occurred. Birds carrying stones of clay swooped down upon Abraha's army, and the invaders were scattered in confusion. The Kaaba remained untouched, and the Year of the Elephant was etched into memory. That same year, Muhammad ibn Abdullah was born. His father, Abdullah, had died before his birth. His mother, Amina, raised him with tenderness, but tragedy struck again. By the age of 6, Muhammad was an orphan. He passed from his mother's care to his grandfather, Abdul Muttalib, and then to his uncle, Abu Talib, a respected leader of the Quraysh tribe. This early loss, this life of hardship, would shape him profoundly. He knew hunger, loneliness, and the pain of abandonment, but he also knew compassion, resilience, and the value of honesty. Arabia's crisis. For an American audience, imagine Arabia in this period much like the Wild West, lawless, tribal, and bound by codes of honor rather than governments. Blood feuds could last generations. Tribal poetry was celebrated more than written law. Loyalty to one's clan was everything, and outsiders were left vulnerable. Religion was fragmented. While Jews and Christians lived in Arabia, particularly in places like Medina and Najran, the majority of Arabs practiced polytheism. They worshipped tribal gods, celestial bodies, and ancestral spirits. Yet many Arabs felt a spiritual emptiness. They called themselves Hunafa, seekers of the one God. They remembered whispers of Abraham's monotheism and longed for something purer than idol worship. It was in this society that Muhammad earned a reputation. The trustworthy merchant. As a young man, Muhammad was neither a king nor a warrior. He was a trader. He joined caravans that traveled north to Syria, south to Yemen, and across the peninsula. His honesty, fairness, and refusal to cheat earned him the title Al-Amin, the trustworthy. At 25, he entered the service of a wealthy widow named Khadija, managing her trading caravans. Khadija soon noticed not only his skill in business, but also his integrity. Unlike other men, Muhammad did not exploit workers or deceive partners. Impressed, Khadija proposed marriage. Despite being 15 years older, their union was filled with mutual love and respect. Khadija would become his greatest supporter, his confidant, and the first believer in his mission. Even with material success, Muhammad was restless. The idols of the Kaaba, the corruption of Meccan elites, the endless blood feuds, it all disturbed him. He would retreat to the cave of Hira on the mountain outside Mecca for nights of meditation. Then, one night, everything changed. The first revelation. It was the year 610 CE. Alone in the cave, Muhammad felt a presence. Suddenly, the angel Jibril, or Gabriel, appeared before him, commanding in a voice both terrifying and majestic. "Read." Muhammad, unlettered, replied, "I cannot read." Again the angel pressed him, "Read." "I cannot read." A third time, the angel embraced him tightly and declared, "Read in the name of your Lord who created man from a clot of blood. Read, and your Lord is most generous, who taught by the pen, taught man what he did not know." Muhammad fled the cave, trembling, his heart pounding. He rushed home to Khadija, crying, "Cover me, cover me." But Khadija, wise and steady, comforted him. She believed him. She took him to her cousin, Waraka ibn Nawfal, a Christian scholar, who confirmed, "This is the same spirit that came to Moses. You are the prophet of this nation." After that night in the cave, Muhammad ﷺ did not immediately run into the streets to proclaim his message. He was cautious, shaken, and deeply aware of the weight of what had happened. Revelation did not come like a one-time lightning strike. It came in intervals, sometimes with long pauses, sometimes in torrents of verses. The early message was simple yet revolutionary. There is only one God, the creator of heaven and earth. Humanity would be held accountable on the day of judgment. Social justice, caring for orphans, the poor, and the oppressed was not optional, but a divine duty. For a society built on tribal pride, idol worship, and economic exploitation, these words were like fire. The first believers. At first, Muhammad shared the message only with those closest to him. His wife, Khadija, was the first to believe. Soon after came his young cousin, Ali ibn Abi Talib, who was only 10 years old. Then his loyal friend, Abu Bakr, a wealthy and respected merchant, embraced Islam. Abu Bakr would become one of the greatest supporters of the mission, using his wealth to free slaves who had embraced Islam and were tortured for it, like Bilal ibn Rabah, an Ethiopian slave known for his deep, resonant voice. In the early years, Islam spread quietly, almost secretly, among the small circles of Mecca. Men and women, free and slaved, rich and poor, found hope in this new faith. But the Quraysh elite soon noticed. Clash with Meccan elites. Mecca was not just a city of worship, it was a city of commerce. The Quraysh tribe controlled the Kaaba, filled with hundreds of idols. Pilgrims from across Arabia came to honor their tribal gods, and this pilgrimage fueled Mecca's economy. Muhammad's message that all idols were false, that only Allah, the one God, should be worshipped, was a direct threat to their wealth and status. The Quraysh mocked him. Has Muhammad made all the gods into one God? This is strange indeed. But mockery soon turned to hostility. They tried to bribe him with wealth, power, even kingship. If you desire to be our king, we will crown you. If it is wealth you want, we will gather it for you. Muhammad's response was firm. By Allah, if they placed the sun in my right hand and the moon in my left to abandon this message, I would never abandon it. Persecution began. When persuasion failed, the Quraysh turned to persecution. Bilal was dragged across the burning sand, heavy stones placed on his chest, whipped and beaten, yet he refused to renounce his faith, crying only, Ahad, Ahad, one